This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith, and today I'm with Daniel Gruber. I believe that's correct.
Yes.
Daniel, you're either a guy who really likes garbage or really hates litter.
Well, I would say I really hate litter and I really love the earth.
Okay, some of our listeners might have seen you in the newspaper or maybe perhaps in person standing out maybe in front of a night market or someplace dressed in garbage.
Well, yes, that's true.
Can you explain?
Yes. Well, we were doing our campaign and we were just trying to get a little bit more people to pay attention. So I started collecting, I was finishing my contract at my elementary school, and I just started noticing all the kids carry their food to school every day in a new plastic bag, like with 3 or 4 of them. So I just started picking them up around campus, and I started creating a costume, and I figured when I started my campaign, I'd just start visiting places dressed in garbage to see if people would pay attention to the issue, and we got a lot of attention.
Yeah, I can imagine. What was the main reaction that you got?
Shock and awe, people completely stopping in their footsteps and staring. Many people wanted pictures. A lot of people thought it was funny. I was really kind of worried at the night markets. Some of the vendors might be insulted, but they seemed more amused. I think everyone really realizes the issue. It's just complacency, getting people to change what they're doing because it's easier.
Right. I've often felt that many times people in Taiwan are not deliberately malicious, or their intent is not wrong. They perhaps had never considered the idea. Do you feel that way?
Oh, of course. The people have been outstanding. They're so supportive and helpful. Not once was this ever an attack against Taiwan because, I'm from America and Hawaii, that we have our own issues with plastic.
Sure.
And the whole world does. It's just, as the future generations, we need to show these students and the kids, we just need to be an example. Sometimes you just need it thrown in your face, and I thought I found a fun way to kind of shock and awe people to pay attention to our cause.
So are you specifically targeting plastic, or you're just generally looking to reduce the amount of garbage that's just everywhere in many parts of Taiwan?
That's not Taiwan, the world.
Everyone
keeps saying this is all, why do you do this for Taiwan? I said, I'm not doing this for Taiwan, I'm doing it for the world. This isn't a Taiwan issue, it's just
right.
The people here care. The people here are so friendly, and I think they genuinely care about Taiwan and the world. And so I thought, for the first time, I've got an audience listening to me. Yeah, it's not just about plastic. Rethink's not just about I hate plastic. My iPhone's made of plastic. It has plastic components. It puts us in sea exploration. It puts us on the moon.
Right.
We do need plastic, unfortunately. But it's all about just reducing what we use. Stop using the one-use plastic items like plastic silverware and straws, and, stop carrying your drink in a plastic bag. We have hands. We can carry them. And I understand. I have a scooter, too. It's very convenient to just put your coffee in it and go. So I'm not just trying to attack plastic. It's about environmentalism all the way across the board.
Right, and you mentioned Rethink. That is sort of the name of the movement that you're trying to get going.
Yeah, we were trying to find a name, and I just kept using the word rethink over again in my sentences, and I was like, well, that's about perfect. And my friend, he does my translating in Chinese, and he's like, well, it makes sense in Chinese too, so we kind of just ran with it. Right.
And you're based down in Kaohsiung, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm a master IB, International Business MBA student at NSYSU, Zhongshan University.
I don't know how long you've been in Kaohsiung, but Kaohsiung has made some incredible leaps forward as far as beautification of the city, parks, and all that sort of stuff. If you'd been there 15, 16 years ago, it was much more of a wasteland, if I can be so blunt.
Yeah, no, I seen a documentary, actually, on the, I guess you would say, rejuvenation, if that's a word.
I like it.
Yeah, cleaning up Kaohsiung. It's amazing. The greenness of the city, you would say, what they're trying to do, their ideas. I think it's great. I was living in the Shanghai area of China before I moved here, and when I moved to Kaohsiung, I was just ecstatic by how green it is. Not just green environmental, but how many trees are in the city. just the people with their plants outside. I think they've really remained connected to the earth, I guess you would say. The people here are still connected to the farmlands a little bit.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Eric Smith reporting for ICRT. Please note that all Taiwan Talk episodes are available as podcasts on iTunes or the ICRT website.
This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
I'm Eric Smith, and thanks for listening to Taiwan Talk. Daniel Gruber is a Kaohsiung-based student and the founder of Rethink, a group dedicated to rethinking our lifestyles in the hope of reducing waste and cleaning up this litter-strewn planet. Daniel got a bit famous in Taiwan recently after pictures of him dressed in an outfit made entirely of plastic bags and other garbage he and his friends had picked up went viral. I recently had a chance to speak with Mr. Gruber about his cleanup efforts and the philosophy behind his group Rethink. I was reading an article somewhere where I believe your group went to a single beach in Taiwan and managed to walk away with 200 kilos of garbage. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was quite immense. Just so much trash. We were at Gongliao, and we had we couldn't count the people. There's too many. We think about 500 volunteers showed up, and it was just immense. It just kept coming and coming and coming. And the people, it was extremely hot. And we were all burning under the sun. And I was very shocked at how hard the people were willing to work for our group. And for me, they were just sweating and dragging up some terrible things, like from, pregnancy tests to other nasty items that shouldn't be on a beach to lots of syringes.
Yeah, I've actually, unfortunately, been to the Wanli and Gongliao beaches on more than one occasion, and I don't let my children run around barefoot there.
No, honestly. Yeah. And the beaches, unfortunately, it's not just Taiwan. If you look at places like India, and it's just these, actually, the beaches that people don't typically go to. If you look down in Kenting, they're maintenance, they're cleaned up. So a lot of the Taiwanese don't really understand the world predicament. They don't really understand what is becoming of the beaches, because the popular ones are maintenance. And so when I traveled around Taiwan last summer by motorcycle, I'm being from an island, I like to explore the places where the tourists aren't.
Right.
And I just started seeing just immense amounts of trash. And I don't think it's from the Taiwanese people. I think it's washing up. The majority is washing up from the ocean.
So as you said before, this is truly a global issue.
No, we're getting it in Hawaii now too. It's washing up, and with the catastrophe in Japan, Fukushima, they've got the radiation, and there's still debris from the tsunami.
Plus that garbage island that's floating around the Pacific, that's like the size of Texas or something.
Yeah, it's between Hawaii and America, and well, of course, I've never seen it, but I've read stuff about it, and they have mutated animals living on there now, like crabs, and the seabirds, the albatross, are eating it and dying in rapid numbers. It's an expanding problem, and, I think about if I have children, I'm 30 years old now, what's the world going to be like in 30 more years? Because when I was a kid, it wasn't like this.
Yeah, and we have Kending, right, in southern Taiwan, which is like the crown jewel of Taiwan. And when I first came here as a young man, none of the major hotels existed, and where they are today, goats used to graze along there. But the main issue that I seem to have with this area is a lack of understanding that you only got this one spot. How can you not see that you got to protect the last little jewel that you have?
The one thing I came to realize throughout this is the future generations, the children, they really understand. It's more international now. People are on the internet more. They're seeing what different parts of the world look like, and information can spread faster. Look, we organized this whole thing off of one photo snapped of me on accident at Xiaoliocho, and I was just snorkeling, having a good time with my friends, and I just bring a bag and I pick up the trash because, honestly, I don't like it touching me when I'm swimming.
Yeah, okay.
And so I just pick it up, and within like a couple days, 7,000 people had shared it. And people are like, "Oh, I saw your picture on the internet." I was like ashamed. I'm like in my swimsuit, like not even smiling, like totally candid. But yeah, with that information being able to be shared, we're able to reach people. And one group we really need to reach out to, honestly, I hate to say, is the fishermen.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the fishing ports were really bad, with lots of beer bottles, lots of different items, fishing items, nets, the different things for oyster farming, the styrofoam. We need to reach out to them, because I think they would really honestly care if someone came up with an economic solution to make them realize that they rely on the ocean. They need it to feed their families, to make money, to send their kids to college. But they need to realize that if we keep abusing the oceans, there's not going to be fish in the future.
Right, and of course, if that doesn't work out, which it might not, the other plan you mentioned, I think, is probably the most successful one, getting the children.
Yeah, well, we have to start with the children, whether it's any type of civil rights movement, environmental movement. It's all about education.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find more info on Rethink by searching for the group on Facebook. Reporting for ICRT's Taiwan Talk, I'm Eric Smith.